Welcome to Industrial PLC Applications. This video is on the 5 steps to success, an approach to PLC programming. There are 5 basic steps to follow when creating PLC logic, regardless of the PLC type or software used. Step 1, gather. Step 2, read then write. Step 3, assemble. Step 4, sort and sequence. Step 5, proof and polish. Step 1, gather information. Gather all the information you need. Read the scenario or instructions and ask questions. Gather as much information as possible, and then begin to sort out the nouns and verbs. Nouns, as far as PLC programming is concerned, are things to watch. Inputs or status condition of variables, such as the proximity switch. Is it on or is it off? Verbs do things. They're the outputs. Timers, for example, count seconds. Here's a simple rung of logic. When we look at it, we can determine that the nouns that we're interested in, are the oven door proximity switch. The verbs are the timer. Now, a timer is a thing, but we're not worried about the timer per se. We're worried about the time involved and how to count it. So you could say that's an actionable device. Finally, when the timer is finished, we're going to turn on burner 1, and that is an output. Step 2, read, then write. Once you have sorted out all the outputs and inputs, go to the variable selector offline and type in all the aliases according to the project requirements. It's a good idea to create some spare internal coils and bits that you can rename later. This will actually save you time and confusion when you are programming. Another handy part about reading then writing is if the project documentation and instructions are electronic, you can copy some of the instructions or objectives and paste them directly into the header rung of the program or onto empty rungs you create temporarily. These will help you focus on the different steps the project will perform. Later, as you write the logic, you can delete any redundancies or polish the commentary in step 5. Step 3, assemble. Start to assemble the project by breaking down all the actionable steps into tasks. There's no limit to the number of programs you can create, so use this to your advantage. If you need to turn on a pump, then create a program called pump and program the pump logic. If the pump sends a signal to control a gate valve, then create a program called gate valve and program the gate valve logic. It is strongly recommended that after each program's assembly, test it by building it. You don't necessarily need to download and run it, but the build utility will identify potential problems or typos. Remember that each program is a small step towards the entire project. And remember that each line of code must have some commentary. This is especially true when doing larger projects. Keep it simple. Just jot down the intention of each rung. This will help you when you get to steps 4 and 5, and when the program doesn't work as you intended, the comments will remind you of what you had in mind. Step 4, sort and sequence. When you have written each program, run the project. You may need to resort the order of programs so that the sequence works as planned. There are times when the order you thought made sense and had to be rearranged for efficiency or to improve logic flow. The project on the left and right are the same, but the sequence orders are different. Lastly comes step 5, proof and polish. Run the entire project and verify it does each step as required as a whole. Proofing or proving out the system takes time and patience. while the prove out is in process, it's a great time to review and polish up your comments. Hopefully, this video will give you some guidance as you start your PLC programming efforts. You will likely develop your own approach as you become more and more confident, but this method will serve as a good grounding. I hope you found it informative and useful. Leave comments, and thanks for watching.